Hello and welcome again to GRIDwrap, program about the movers and shakers of Second Life and out on the net and virtual worlds and everywhere you can possibly think of that is to do with electronics, probably. And our guest subject today is virtual worlds and serious games, or taking games seriously, probably. Our guest today is Paul Turner, who is Pall Ariantho of Second Life, and Paul Turner is of Walk-in Web, and of course we have our regular guest Tessa Harrington of Spot on 3D. Welcome to you both. Welcome, Paul, because you haven't been here before.
I haven't been here, Dousa, but I've been on one of your other shows. Yes, good to see you again. It's nice to be here.
How are you, Tessa?
I'm doing great, thank you. Hello, everyone.
Well, I have to say that Paul is very versatile, because I think the other show he was talking about, in fact, he may have forgotten this, there was actually a show about Zarzuela, which we did here and streamed live onto the net, Zarzuela being an ancient Spanish music form. But we're here to talk about something different, although actually...
And also on your news program twice.
Absolutely. This man is very interesting. And Paul, you've been doing, now what have you been doing? You've been streaming live video of real live events into Second Life for over 2 years, you say?
Yes, yeah, we've been doing that for 2 years, and we've now got a new sort of piece of business where we're doing that for one organisation, which is a large retail organisation in the UK, and we're covering all of their events, large and small. And we'll be streaming that, but not just into Second Life. We've also got a web interface which shows slides, chat, and video to overcome the issue of the limited number of users that you can get into Second Life at one time into the same place.
I mean, what set you off on this? Because I know that actually you didn't come to this immediately, did you? But in fact, it's sort of evolved for you over the last few years. But how did you come to it, Paul?
We had a web business. We had a bit of a business disaster, and we needed to do something new. We started a new company, the Walk-in Web, and the idea of that was to work with virtual worlds. And we were playing around with Second Life at the time, wondering what to do with it. And we decided to be sort of Second Life consultants to real world businesses and other organisations. So that's how it started, and then we got involved with the Serious Games Institute as business partners of theirs. And because of my knowledge of Second Life, I ended up helping them to start streaming video into Second Life so that we could take a virtual audience at events as well as the real world audience. And then over a period of time that grew, got more popular, and our name got spread around, and there's not that many people doing it, which surprises me, really.
Well, let's not encourage them. Now, Tessa has got a new world, if you like, a new grid called spoton3d.com. And Tessa, are you thinking of doing any of this kind of stuff? I know you're working with businesses in Spot on 3D.
Yes, they're mostly at this stage. We have some of the solution providers who also provide things in SL coming over to our grid and working on projects for their clients to come over to our grid, because we just have a lot more security than SL can offer, and we have some really great business tools that make it far easier for them to bring their business clients into our grid. So yeah. Yes, we have businesses coming in. Most of them at this stage are solution providers who are looking to bring their clients over to our grid because it offers a little more stability than Second Life, and our tools are far more easy for them to use, and it just is much easier to bring them into the Spot on 3D grid. We're also branching off and spinning the grids off into their own little genres. So we'll have BizGrid and EduMerge coming out. So that gives them their own turf and separates them from the recreational a bit, so that the chances of, a 60-foot dragon running around in the business grid is less likely.
Which will bring up dragons.
Yes, I just love bringing up the dragon. Watches the smoke roll from Dousa's nose. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm in a playful mood today.
Oh, that's all right. We don't mind playing. So, when you say that, you don't want to limit people, Paul, do you find that there's a large uptake out on the net?
I think there are a number of issues. The first issue is with the audience, and there are a lot of businesses either they've got firewalls so that people can't access what they would consider a game, which is how a lot of people do consider Second Life. They don't have the appropriate equipment to be able to use Second Life, or they just don't think that they want to access what they consider a game. So there are issues there with them accessing a conference, even in Second Life. There's also been a lot of bad press about Second Life, and people consider it a bit of a game, a little bit, sort of pornographic, if you like. And people have got a strange view of Second Life. It hasn't really been publicised very well as a business tool. The other issue from our point of view is that if we stream an event to an island in Second Life, we can probably have 40 or 50 avatars before the whole experience grinds almost to a halt. So what we want to be able to do is when we've got a large conference, small events, that's okay, but when we've got a larger conference and there's, sort of 1,000 people want to watch, we can't do that in Second Life without putting it onto multiple sims. And if we put it on multiple sims, then we've got to have multiple people there to look after people. Whereas if we just do it straight to the net, to a web interface where there's slides, there's chat, and there's the video, then people can be in there communicating just the same way. I don't think it's as interesting in terms of the spatial awareness, but I still think that it's going to get more people interested, and some of those people may then decide to come into Second Life and try it.
Well, I mean, just to put in my four pennies there, is that actually, I have people that have looked at it and have really, really not gone for it because, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like Neolithics approaching a television set. And then you've got people that actually left Second Life a while ago and then came back. Friends of mine have come back to find a very new experience and to be knocked out by that experience, and they've stayed, interestingly, partly because they were here a long, long time ago and things have moved very fast since then. Of course, soon we're going to be getting mesh in. It's going to look amazing.
Yes. The other thing, Dousa, is what, Mal, I think this is probably the equivalent of somebody speaking in your little headset on the news when you're doing the real world news. Mal's just made a point in Skype that also the other option, which is what I've been talking to you about, is streaming the Second Life experience to web TV. And that's a third option, and that's what we're talking to you about regarding the conference in Lille.
Yeah, and we certainly do that, and we're hoping to do the conference in Lille. Perhaps we shout to the French. Happen. Now, Gemini Unplugged is shouting in text, which really we'd rather you IM'd Gemini. I know you've said what platform are you using, Tess? I'm assuming that's aimed at you.
Oh, okay. Yes, we use the OpenSim platform, and something you may not know, Paul, is IBM and Intel have really done some phenomenal advances in the OpenSim, and we expect with the next upgrade that we'll be able to support in a cloud-powered region. We can already support 100 to 150, but after this next upgrade, we should be able to support 300, maybe even 350, and this is even, hopefully, with avatars with flex hair and flex skirts, because we know us girls, we suck up all the bandwidth with our fashion. So this is very exciting because IBM has seen, they just did a test with robots of 500, but they don't carry inventory. They don't wear flexi hair or skirts. So I figure 350 is probably a very solid number that we'll be able to go with.
That's good. That's interesting. That I shall have to have a look at it. I'll have to talk to you afterwards about it.
Yeah, thank you. It's really exciting, some of the things they're doing with OpenSim, and we've actually gone off trunk a bit, but we can tie it back in every time we upgrade, so it's not like we're so far off we can't stay in tune with it. But it's been a challenge, but because they progress so quickly and so do we, so we have to be careful we don't get off sync with each other. But it's been really exciting. We've absolutely loved working with the OpenSim platform. It has lots of potential.
Can we move on to you have just finished an enormous project, haven't you? Or you attending it on the Open University. Second Life Islands here. The 24-hour event. Unfortunately, I heard about it a little late, although I'm not sure I could have drummed up the money at the moment. But was it jammed?
It was quite busy. What happened was it was a 24-hour event. It started over in the East time zones in Asia, at 1 a.m. UK time it would have been. So I can't remember what time that is in. Probably about sort of 5 p.m. or something SL time. And they ran an event. It was like 3 sort of one-day